Hey guys, so I am somewhere's new, so there might be a little bit of background on the noise that you're not used to. Try my best to keep it out, but so I have this case that I've been wanting to go over, but my days have been all hectic. It's all really just been all over the place, and so I'm just go ahead and get started. So, there's probably no one here, but it's okay. Sorry about that. I had my YouTube side open and I forgot to mute it. Okay, so this is a case about Taylor Parker, who did something to Reagan Simmons-Hancock, which is pretty bad, pretty upset. It's a sad story. It really is. I think I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. I can get that done. Okay. Oh, wrong thing. Jeez, look at me. Okay, so a Texas jury sentenced a woman to death Wednesday for killing a pregnant woman she knew to take her unborn daughter. Jurors returned with a sentence for Taylor Parker, 29, after deliberating for just over an hour, the Texarkana Gazette reported. The same Bowie County jury convicted Parker on October 3rd of capital murder in the 2020 slaying of 21-year-old Reagan Simmons-Hancock, whose baby was cut from her womb and did not survive. In a statement to the court, Simmons-Hancock's mother addressed Parker as an evil piece of flesh demon. My baby was alive, still fighting for her babies when you tore her open and ripped her baby from her stomach, Jessica Brooks said. Simmons-Hancock's body was found October 9th, 2020, at her home in New Boston, a city of about 4,600 people. That's 160 miles northeast of Dallas. Her 3-year-old daughter was at home when her mother was killed. Later that morning, Parker claimed she'd just given birth after being pulled over by a state trooper for speeding and driving erratically. The baby, Braxton Sage Hancock, was taken to a hospital in Oklahoma where she was pronounced dead. Prosecutors have said that in an attempt to keep her boyfriend, Parker made herself look pregnant, faked ultrasounds, and even had a gender reveal party. Homer Hancock, Hancock's husband, testified that Parker and his wife were somewhat friends and that Parker had taken their engagement and wedding photos. In closing statements, prosecutor Kelly Crisp showed jurors a crime scene photo of Simmons-Hancock soaked in blood on the floor. She told jurors that Parker needed to be sentenced to death because she's a danger. She said that in addition to having her baby ripped from her womb, Simmons-Hancock was slashed hundreds of times and beaten. Parker's attorney, Jeff Harrelson, told jurors in closing statements that words can be used to dehumanize and said that there are layers and shades of gray to people's lives. She is a human, he said. Harrison also said Parker was let down by her friends and family who didn't confront her about the fake pregnancy. There was no safety net when everyone saw the wheels were off, he said. Like, it's just sad. Like, how do you cut open a pregnant woman just to have her baby? That's crazy. Hey, girly girl. Oh, gee, how horrible, right? Ugh. I thought you said 7:30. I know I did. But then I figured why not get started early because I don't know if y'all can hear it or not, but there is background noises in the back that It's not normally there. Like, I'm by a door, so you probably hear the road behind me with cars passing, and then there's a little one in the living room that's, like, in the room next to me, and he's watching his YouTube while he eats dinner. So you probably hear that. um, so I apologize for the noise in the background. My goodness, what did I walk into? Holy crap, right? It's like Taylor Parker had cut open Reagan Simmons and took her baby from her womb and then tried to take the baby, but she's not a doctor, so things didn't go correctly as she had planned. So the baby ended up passing when she got to the hospital. Wait, explain the fake pregnancy part. Okay, so Taylor Parker was in a relationship. I don't remember if it's her husband or her boyfriend, but she wanted to keep her significant other, so she faked. I'm sorry, that is her husband. I'm so sorry. Okay, so Taylor Parker's husband, she wanted to keep her husband, so she faked the pregnancy, faked ultrasounds. They even did a baby shower. And when it time to actually have a baby, she, I guess, took Reagan Simmons' baby to have a baby. I mean, it's crazy. What kind of water is everyone drinking? Geez, right? Gosh, this is crazy. Oh, and then she thought she was going to steal one. Yes, exactly. When it came down to her actually was going to have the baby because she faked it. So when it came time for her to have the baby, she needed one. So she took the baby from Reagan, who was actually pregnant. Yeah. Also have another article and then a video that probably explains it more than me. So I'm going to share this next one. So Taylor Renee Parker, 29, is now on death row following her conviction and sentencing for the capital murder of 21-year-old Reagan Hancock and the kidnapping of her unborn child, Braxton Sage, in Bowie County in October 2020. Parker was convicted by a Bowie County jury after 13 days of testimony and sentenced to death after another 13 days of testimony in the penalty phase. Prosecutors sought the death penalty due to the heinous and premeditated nature of the crime and because Parker showed no remorse. More than 140 witnesses took the stand over 26 days of testimony, some taking the stand more than once. It took nearly 2 months from opening statements on September 12th to Parker's sentencing on November 9th because the trial unfolded over 4 weeks with Fridays off, in part due to the difficulty nature of the case and its complexity. The shorter weeks gave the jury a longer break each week and allowed each side more time to prepare for the week ahead in the largest and longest capital murder cases Bowie County has ever seen. The total cost of the trial to Bowie County taxpayers is still being tallied, but a typical capital case costs about $1 million to prosecute. The investigation of the case involved 41 different law enforcement officers from 11 agencies in 3 states, 77 lay witnesses with audio or video interviews, plus other witnesses who provided witness statements but whose statements were not recorded. The state entered more than 1,000 exhibits, into evidence, including hundreds of documents, reams of social media and cell phone data, audio and video files, letters, medical records, and a fake silicone belly similar to the one Parker purchased online to fake her pregnancy. The following is a summary of testimony on each day of the trial and with links to the full stories, starting with day 1, when the state and Parker's defense team gave their opening statements. So, I actually have, so this is week 1. So, Taylor Parker trial day 1, opening statements and testimony begins. I'm only going to read a little bit from each part because this is a lot, but I will copy the link and let me do that now before I forget. So that I can have that for you guys to look over. So this is the article right here. So during the first day of testimony, prosecutors brought several witnesses to the stand, including the OBGYN who performed Parker's tubercle ligation and partial hysterectomy in 2014, who established that Parker was unable to become pregnant and bear children, which this is confusing for me because if you have a hysterectomy and as a husband, you have to know that your wife got a hysterectomy, which means that you cannot get pregnant. You cannot have children. So the fact that she had this whole fake pregnancy, how did they not know it was fake? Because, like they had to have other women in the family. How do you not know that she had a hysterectomy and can't have children? I don't understand that part. Ugh. So the jury also heard from her former best friends, former coworkers, and her ex-husband about lies they said only grew bigger when she was called out on them. So testimonies on the first day of the trial wrapped up with the Texas DPS special investigator who obtained Taylor Parker's Facebook data, which showed her connection to the victim on the social media site and messages they exchanged. State's witnesses, Dr. Christopher Mason, Parker's former OBGYN at Northeast Texas Women's Center, Mackenzie Bright, Parker's former friend, Abby Bell, Parker's former friend, Hunter Parker, Parker's ex-husband, Lindsey Brown, Parker's former co-worker at Express, Michaela Curtis, which is Parker's former supervisor at Express, and TDPS Special Agent Dustin Estates investigated Parker's social posts, bank, and phone records. Day 2 was the mountain of evidence reveals extensive links to fake pregnancy. Okay, this one I want to go over entirely because the fake pregnancy part is what gets me. Testimony on the second day of the trial detailed a mountain of evidence showing just how far Parker Taylor was allegedly willing to go to fake her pregnancy and come up with a baby in time for her purported due date. Texas Department of Public Safety Special Agent Dustin Estates returned to the stand, continuing his testimony from Monday afternoon, diving into Parker's social media posts and interactions, Google searches, and YouTube views. Jurors also heard from Texas Rangers Lieutenant Jared Brown, the digital forensics expert who analyzed data in the case. He testified that in addition to trying to contact Reagan 2 days before the murder, Parker used VoIP apps to fake conversations with her grandmother and her aunt, which she would then screenshot and send to her boyfriend to back up her deceptions. She would then delete the conversations from her phone in an apparent attempt to hide the evidence. Wow. State's witnesses was TDPS Special Agent Dustin Estates continued from day 1. Jared Brown, Staff Lieutenant over Digital Forensics Program at Texas Rangers. Sergeant Cody Slaughter, former County DA investigator, who assisted in extraction of cell phone data. That's crazy. Like, that is a lot. So this is a lot to go over. But I mean, oh geez, like this is it's just crazy. Like, this case is just crazy. Women do this more often than what we hear, which is sad. It really is. 9 out of 10, it doesn't go well for anyone. It's so disturbingly, really, that type of desperation. I mean, it's just sad. Homegirl, oh, I'm sorry. Homegirl went all out. She def got what she deserved. She's in jail for life, right? She's actually one of the top 10, I think, if I read that correctly, one of the top 10 women who's on death row. I read that. I think it was on here. Yeah, she's now on death row. She's one of the top people who's on death row, actually. I think she's like number 7, if I remember correctly. Like, how are you not going to get caught? Seriously. Exactly. How do you not get caught? Especially after you have a hysterectomy. How? You're welcome. Oh, it goes over a day by day. Yes, it goes over a day by day. You're welcome. When did she have a hysterectomy? She had a hysterectomy after she gave birth to her last child. Doesn't really say. I mean, that's what I'm guessing. When did I don't want to give out any false information, so I'm trying to sorry, I'm trying to find out when she had her hysterectomy, because it doesn't really say when she had her hysterectomy. It just said that she had one. So I'm guessing, in my opinion, I think it was after she had her last child. And she had some type of complications, maybe, during her last childbirth. I mean, it doesn't really say. Yeah, I mean, they had to. I mean, there's so much to this case. They had over 100, or did have 100 witnesses, which is, I don't think I've ever heard of a case that had 100 witnesses. This is insane. These trials let you see exactly how much is not hidden when it comes to out lives and communication, just saying, right? my search history probably looks horrible and they would immediately think I'm sus. Right, Daisy? They didn't attempt to hide them, but they sure came out on trial. Exactly. Nothing is completely deleted. Like, nothing. They can pull up just about anything. I'm going to be reading these court article in my spare time. I know. I didn't even fully look over it myself because there was just so much contained in it. But I definitely do want to take the time to actually read what had happened. So I think I might do a pre-recorded live on just this website, going over exactly what happened each day in her trial, because it's interesting. Oh, she has children. Yes, she does. But all the articles that I found when trying to find information on her, it didn't really say how many children she had. But I think she has one, if I remember correctly, one or two. Okay, my memory sucks. So how did these two girls know each other, or did they not? They did know each other. So Reagan did Taylor's engagement photos and wedding photos. And then she also took her pregnancy photos. Her what is it called? Maternity photos. Yeah. I mean, there's one. Wow, let me see. Because she wore a dress. Because obviously she couldn't show the actual belly. Because, she wasn't actually pregnant. See if I can make this bigger. Because, I mean, it's just, ugh. I just don't understand how. Sorry, I'm trying to make it where, like, it's bigger. All right, now, let me bring up this one. So, this is the picture of her little, so she wore like just one outfit because she obviously couldn't show her belly because she didn't have a pregnancy belly. So this is her maternity, I guess, photos that Reagan had took for her. And I mean, how do you not know it's a fake belly? Like, if you're sleeping next to each other every night, like, and then how do you not feel her belly? Do you not feel the baby kicking? Do you not, like, go to their appointments with her? Like, it's very questionable, like, how he didn't know that it was fake. I don't know what the normal number of witnesses is, honestly, but that does seem excessive. Exactly. Yes, they were somewhat friends. As Reagan's husband had put it, that they were somewhat friends. Exactly. I just looked up how many witnesses was in the Depp trial to get an idea of the normal number, but I can't find a direct article with it. It's okay. How did Reagan not know a photographer will usually help position the woman and such? You would think she would have picked up on it, right? But then again, you got to think Reagan was also pregnant while taking these photos. So I don't think she could probably do as much as she normally could. But I don't understand how her husband didn't know. You know, because as a significant other, you would feel the belly. How does he not, figure that the belly was not real? But then again, he's a guy, so I mean, I don't know. But I did want to play this video for you guys because it does explain a lot more. Oh no, not this one. Jesus. Share my own screen. YouTube video. Oh, all I saw was Taylor Parker and I clicked on it. I should have read more of it. Okay.
Been removed from her body, and then you show up with a bag.
Okay. So I just want to play it because it plays it from the beginning, like 911 calls, like all of it.
Found the woman this morning on Saturday, and her baby had been removed from her body, and then you show up with a bag.
On October 9th, 2020, 21-year-old Reagan Simmons-Hancock was found brutally murdered in the small town of New Boston, Texas. But what made this case even more disturbing was the tragic fact that her unborn child had been ripped from her womb. But if authorities thought they had a lengthy investigation ahead of them, they quickly found that wasn't the case. Another baffling revelation surfaced on that very same day, leading them right to the monster who had been hiding in plain sight all along. Around 12 in the afternoon, 27-year-old Taylor Parker was pulled over by a Texas state trooper in what began as a routine traffic stop. However, the officer was shocked to find a bloody Taylor holding who she claimed to be her newborn infant. She states that she's just given birth and needs to be taken to the McCurtain Memorial Hospital in Idabel, Oklahoma. Less than an hour away, Taylor states that she will not allow treatment for the child under any other place of care. When she arrives at the hospital, Idabel police are quickly notified of the bizarre chain of events, and they suspect that Taylor may be attempting to hide a monumental secret.
This is a big deal.
Yeah. Okay, yes. Are you ready? I'm coming.
Yeah.
Is she trying to leave?
She's going to say she's in there. Oh, well, there's two in there. The ones are. That's what ours.
Okay. Do not let her out that door. So she shows no signs. You can't check for hemorrhaging. What is HCG?
It's a hormone that is secreted by the placenta only.
Okay.
And if there's a baby in there, the HCG is what the hormone mandates going and getting the nutrients and bringing it to baby.
Okay.
So it's in mama's blood, mama's urine, mama's everything. And
Okay.
it stays up for 6 weeks.
Okay. All right.
It's taken off. You don't want no part.
Huh?
You don't want no part of this. He took off. He's the OBGYN. Yeah, I was going to called up resuscitating the baby.
What did we step into? Oh, it's interesting. So
Kidnapping almost.
I think it's going to be that.
What I tell you, huh? The fuck I tell your ass? Let me go. I'm telling you. What the fuck? Why was you talking to the cops? Fuck did you say to Marshall? You better not have told him shit. Tommy, what the fuck are you?
Yeah, because we've had
Lamar County called here too. Lamar County. I talked to Texarkana and then Bowie County.
So when I'm talking, they're talking. I don't understand. They've never done this before. Why are they keeping me? I'm like, I was like, hey, I'm just the ER doctor. I said, I don't know why you're not up.
Okay. She's in there. She refuses to have a vaginal check to make sure she's not hemorrhaging. They've done an ultrasound and HCG, and it doesn't show that she's been pregnant. They have the placenta.
Where's she?
She is in the room. She
You're
is
not letting her leave?
no.
Authorities make their way to Taylor's room, where an unbelievable truth is about to be revealed.
Hey, okay. Thank God. She's on the phone now with her boyfriend, so I'll try to sidetrack her a little bit. He's an hour away.
I can sit with her.
Well, whichever wants to do.
Just talk with the ER doctor. They took blood work, HCG levels, which is a hormone. It's not showing she was pregnant.
Will arrive shortly at the hospital.
The nurses said that you weren't going to let the doctor check you to make
You're not bleeding inside internally. That's why they're wanting to make sure.
That's okay. That's fine. Okay.
Taylor states
Well, I'm not saying you did. I'm just saying that there's a woman that had her baby removed from her body.
Taylor goes silent.
Who was the lady?
And information, they can tell when he looks, he and that you claim to be pregnant for a while. They've been working on a case down there, and we know that you had a hysterectomy. This lady left her to rot on the side of the road, so you still her baby.
Only scratch the surface.
Okay, so I really wanted you to hear. You want me to let it play? Because I will. I can let it play because I really do want you to watch the whole thing. So if you really want to watch the whole thing, I can because. Was it right
I
here?
said, I don't know why you're not up.
Okay. She's in there. She refuses to have a vaginal check to make sure she's not hemorrhaging. They've done an ultrasound and HCG, and it doesn't show that she's been pregnant. They have the placenta.
Where's she?
She is in the room. She
You're
is
not letting her leave?
no.
Authorities make their way to Taylor's room, where an unbelievable truth is about to be revealed.
Hey, okay. Thank God. She's on the phone now with her boyfriend, so I'll try to sidetrack her a little bit. He's an hour away.
I can sit with her.
Well, whichever wants to do.
Just talk with the ER doctor. They took blood work, HCG levels, which is a hormone. It's not showing she was pregnant. And they're saying that the placenta, they can send the placenta off for test and whether it comes back to her or not. She won't let her do a vaginal exam to make sure she's not hemorrhaging. She won't let her.
Okay, so where they are at right now is that. Okay, so MJ, no, she didn't have Reagan's placenta, and claimed it to be hers. It's just that she didn't have a placenta coming out of her. They were going to test her because there's a test that they can do, that only mamas who gave birth would have. Because I don't really know. I've never been pregnant, but I'm trying to go off of how they explained it. But it's just that she didn't have a placenta. The baby, she brought the baby into the hospital because something was wrong with the baby. And she walked in perfectly fine. And she's supposed to be the one who apparently gave birth to the baby. But it doesn't look like she gave birth, is what the problem is. So they're trying to get the doctor to go in and to check her for hemorrhaging, but it's not, she's not hemorrhaging or anything, but Taylor's not letting them check because, you know, she didn't give birth to the baby. But they do explain a lot more further into it. Once I press play, they will explain a lot more.
Hey there. What's your name?
Taylor Parker.
Taylor. Hey, my name's Chad Sansby. I'm a OSBI agent up here, and I heard you brought your baby in. Did you give birth on the side of the road or something?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Where was that here? In Curtin County?
No, it was in DeKalb.
DeKalb down in Texas?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. So what happened this morning? Did you just go into labor on the side of the road?
No, I was supposed to ride with my fiance, and we sell, we own a hog buying facility, and we were gonna come through here, but I was having contractions and stuff and wasn't feeling good, so I stayed at home and told him we would just meet here after he dropped the hogs at 7. And he got tied up. I mean, he's on his way.
Okay. Now how did you get here? Did you drive yourself?
No, an ambulance brought me. Yes, like that.
Oh, okay.
I just got the perfect gift for my boyfriend that has everything that he needs for 25% off at manscaped.com. Shipping was
Taylor states that her fiancé, Wade Griffin, will arrive shortly at the hospital.
The nurses said that you weren't going to let the doctor check you to make sure you weren't hemorrhaging or anything.
They did an ultrasound.
The hemorrhaging is the bleeding. Whether you're passing clots or not passing clots, it's really good to have you checked for that, because I know I was passing massive clots and they were about to start giving me blood. That's why they're wanting to check out, any damage, and check to make sure you're not bleeding inside internally. That's why they're wanting to make sure.
That's okay. That's fine. I didn't know it was a big deal not to want the guy to do that.
No, I mean, if you don't want to, that's up to you, but that's why they're wanting to check, just to make sure.
Make sure you're okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big deal. I mean, you've got blood all over you and all over your fingernails, and I mean, that's a pretty intense thing. Yeah.
It's scary. You want to make sure you're okay.
Although Taylor is covered in blood, some of it may not be her own.
Did I do something wrong for them bringing me over here?
What did you have? Did you have a boy or a girl?
A girl?
A girl. Okay.
You got a name?
Clancy Gale.
Clancy Gale.
That's a nice name.
It is a
Did
nice
you have any other children?
I have 2.
Do you?
How old are you?
Emerson's 10 and Trey's 6.
Taylor, here's the deal. I'm just going to be up front with you. I've been talking to the DA down in Bowie County, and they've been working on a case down there. And we know that you had a hysterectomy sometime back, and that you claimed to be pregnant for a while, but it really weren't. So trying to figure out where this baby came from. But you didn't give birth this morning.
What do you mean?
Okay. So right now, at this point, the police know that she had a hysterectomy and that there's no way possible she gave birth to this baby. So they're trying to figure out where this baby came from. And they spoke to a DA in Bowie County who knows about Reagan Simmons. And yes, right, MJ? So they know about Reagan because they have a woman who passed. And they can obviously see that Reagan was pregnant and was cut open and her baby's missing. So they know all of this information, but they're trying to pull a confession out of Taylor. And this scene kind of, I don't know how to explain it. It makes me kind of upset, I guess you can say, because she doesn't admit to it. It takes forever for her to admit to it. She declined so bad. in this scene that's coming up right here, which, I mean, why? They told you the information that they know already. Why not just confess to it? I mean, what could you say where it makes sense, where you could have had this baby? But I'm just gonna play the video. Just gonna play the video.
So I just said you didn't give birth this morning. And we want to know where this baby came from. So what happened?
I just told y'all what happened.
Okay. What's the doctor going to find when he comes in and checks you? Is he going to find you just gave birth? They can tell. When he looks, he can tell in about a second if you gave birth or not.
Okay.
Taylor states that the doctor will be able to confirm her pregnancy claim, but the truth can only remain hidden for so long.
Taylor, you found a woman this morning on the side of the road, and her baby had been removed from her body. And then you show up with a baby, and the information is you've had a hysterectomy. There's no way you could have been pregnant, even though you've been telling people for a while you've been pregnant. There's no way you could have been pregnant. And
I didn't hurt anybody on the side of the road.
well, I'm not saying you did. I'm just saying that there's a woman that had her baby removed from her body. Her body's found on the side of the road. I didn't say you did. I just want to know what happened, where this baby came from.
Taylor goes silent.
Who is the lady? Do you know who she is?
I don't know what lady you're talking about.
Okay.
A few moments later, the doctor conducts a physical examination. The results prove that Taylor is, in fact, being deceitful.
So, it surely doesn't look like a baby came out of there. It doesn't look like she had a baby.
It doesn't?
No,
Okay.
does not look like she had a baby there.
Although the authorities anticipated the doctor's findings, they're shocked nonetheless, and they have only scratched the...
So at this point, they know for sure, because it was confirmed by the doctor, that she did not give birth to this baby. Yeah, so when he says you didn't give birth this morning, where was the baby? I think the baby was being seen about in the hospital, as they were confronting Taylor with trying to get information on where this baby came from. So the baby is alive at this point, getting checked. That I know of. I think this baby is alive at this point and getting checked. Because I think during this video it doesn't say that the baby passed, and they don't talk about the baby in the past tense, like as if it already passed. So I think the baby is alive at this point and is being seen about. And notice the cameras in the hospital rooms too. They see it all. Exactly. So they finally had the examination. Yes, they just had the examination. And the doctor just confirmed with the police officers and the detectives that she did not give birth to this baby.
The surface, considering the other revelations that will soon come.
Essentially, what we have is we have a dead woman down in Texas, and you took the baby out of her, which caused her to die. And my question is Taylor a cold-blooded murderer, or is it something else? I mean, sometimes people have, they go through depression and, some mental issues and things. Causes good people to make bad choices, right? And that's kind of where I'm here at today. I knew that doctor wasn't going to find anything. Because I already know a lot of things I ask, I already know the answer to before I ask. I tell you, most of the people are going to assume the worst. They're going to assume you're an evil person and that you just butchered this lady and left her to rot on the side of the road. So you steal her baby. I don't think that was the case. I mean, you don't seem like that type of person, man.
I didn't kill anybody.
Where'd this baby come from? We're past all of that. Taylor, we're past that.
I did not kill anybody. I didn't kill anybody.
So was she alive when you left?
I wasn't with her.
Taylor sticks to her story, still claiming that the child is hers.
Right now, the DA down there who I've talked to believes that you're a cold-blooded killer and that you plotted for the last 8 months to murder this woman and steal her baby. And right now, the evidence is there. They can prove it without a shadow of a doubt that that's what happened. They can prove that you murdered that woman. How heinous is it? Some woman, everybody's happy, they're having showers, and then somebody comes along.
So at this point, the officers know for sure that yes, exactly. Why did she even go to the hospital? So her story is that she gave birth on the side of the road, and she came in on an ambulance. Ambulance. I hope I said that right. Because she did. She really did come in on an ambulance. And there's a 911 call on file. Of her making a call that she supposedly gave birth on the side of the road and that she needs an ambulance. So this is why she's at the hospital. She's still denying it. Exactly. Which, I mean, you have blood under your fingernails, which is not yours. You, like, the detectives know that you had a hysterectomy, which means you cannot physically get pregnant. You cannot give birth to a baby after you have a hysterectomy. And they told her about Reagan and what happened to her, and that she passed because of what Taylor did, and she still denies it. At this point, how long ago was the woman killed? A few hours before, because this is the same day that she took the baby out of her stomach. So I want to say maybe a few hours ago, maybe like earlier that morning. I can't blatantly lie like that, straight up lie. Exactly. Like, they're sitting there telling her that there's no way, like, they know for a fact that she did not give birth to this baby and that they want to know where this baby came from. And she still just lies and says she gave birth to this baby. It's insane. Oh, so they found the baby with her. I missed that. How long before that did she actually do the killing? This video says it. It's going to tell you how long, because in the articles, it didn't mention that. But this video does, because I did see this whole video actually. So it's gonna answer that for you. Oh dang, so 2 different hospitals, and yeah, the incidents. So how the hell she thought she could lie? Exactly. I don't know. I mean, she's just a liar. How can you? Oh my gosh.
And cuts her damn baby out of her gut. That's what we got right now. And that's what you need to understand. That's the point where we're at. We're past all this nonsense about, I wasn't there, I didn't kill nobody. We're past all of that. We know it. We know you did it. There's no doubt whatsoever. You didn't mean to hurt her. Pretty sad she's dead. Is it the deal you just wanted a baby so bad that it just kind of overpowered your brain and everything?
It's been hurting.
Yeah, it's been hurting.
I had a stroke in 2015.
According to Reagan's husband, Homer Hancock, Taylor had taken the couple's engagement and wedding photos, but she and Reagan didn't share a close relationship. However, Taylor claims that the 21-year-old mother told her to come over that day to apparently use her shower, since Taylor's water was supposedly off.
What happened? You go over to her house and what happened?
I remember pulling up.
Did she say something to you to make you mad or something? Or what happened?
She grabbed the hold of me and told me that I was a liar.
Did you try to fight back?
And we both fought back.
You both fought back.
We both hit each other.
So Taylor is trying to make it seem like there was this big fight between her and Reagan, and that way what she did is kind of like explained for her, which still does not make sense because her story is all over the place. First of all, does not make sense whatsoever. But she's trying to pin it on Reagan, basically, of what happened. But that never happened, right? Did Reagan really call her? I don't think she did. I'm trying to remember because it tells you at the end of the video exactly what happened. And I'm trying to, to remember. I don't think she did. I don't think so. My husband is like, seriously, what's going on? He watches sports. It's a crazy story. I mean, it's like I don't know what goes on through this girl's head. I don't. Like, she's just I don't. It's so crazy.
She hit her head on the table.
She hit her head on the table. Okay. That's okay. Hey, that stuff happens sometimes, you know?
I didn't move her.
You didn't move her. Okay. So she was still in her house? Okay. She, when she hit her head, did you think she died? Did you just trying to save the baby?
Yeah.
I
And I really wanted the baby.
I understand that. That's okay. Well, and that shows what a
They
good
took
person
it
you are.
away from me.
So you tried to save the baby so that you I guess you got the baby out of it. You like a C-section on it.
This $36 gadget cleans any home in 20 minutes. It's a new handheld scrubber that's taking the world by.
You don't remember. So how did you go from her laying there with her head hit to you having a baby?
Just remember trying to save the baby.
Taylor is asked if anyone else was present at the home during this time, to which she states that it was just she and Reagan. However, this would be blatantly untrue, as Reagan's 3-year-old daughter was inside of the house when her mother's life was tragically taken away.
Did you take anything over there with you? I mean, some people carry knives, especially up here. But did you have a knife or a razor blade or anything like that?
There's a knife in my purse right there.
In actuality, Taylor had 3 knives in her possession, all of which were found in her purse.
Were you inside her house or outside her house?
We started outside, then we were inside
Fighting?
arguing.
Arguing? Okay. And what, were you inside the house or outside the house when you actually, when it turned physical? She hit you or you hit her?
She hit me outside.
She hit you outside? Okay. Did she run back into the house or something? Did you go in after her or what happened then?
So oh shoot. Hey Nicole. This girl is really awful. Got let out to go to uni. Wait, what? I did not see that at all. She got let out to go to uni? Are you kidding? Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's no way you're. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Because I was like, wait, what? I was like, I thought she was on death row. Okay. So not her. Got you. Okay. Right, MJ? I was like, wait, what? I was like, everything I've seen, she's still on death row. Um, but okay, so she got it mixed up. Not her, the one on the who put in hospital garage. Oh my gosh. I have to find that story because I have no idea what story that is. I didn't even hear about that one. Yeah. See, she's still on death row. Yeah, it is. It's a different case that she's talking about. The one she's talking about is someone who killed someone in a hospital garage. Not completely sure. Sorry about that. I thought that was the girl who put the baby in the garbage. Oh, what? No, that's a different case. But I'm gonna have to find out which story that is. Because that seems like an interesting story about a baby in the garbage. I mean, that's horrible. Pay attention, Daisy. Pay attention, okay?
She hits you outside and laugh.
I hit her. She grabbed a hold of my hair and shoved me in the garage. Because I remember her hollering, Jennifer.
Who's Jennifer?
I don't know, that's just the name she was hollering.
Now, what's her name again? The lady who went overseas.
Taylor cannot seem to answer the question and quickly changes the subject, voicing that her fiancé had nothing to do with her violent deed.
So, you go into the living room, y'all fight some more. Continue fighting. I know that. I know that.
I don't know what happened.
That's okay. That's why hey, listen, Taylor.
Oh, God.
If I believed that, I wouldn't be spending time talking to you.
Oh, shit.
I'm just trying to get to the bottom of it, right? Why did this happen, right? So, why did she call you a liar? What was that about?
The baby.
Her baby? What about it? Why would she call you a liar about the baby?
Once again, Taylor can't remember, but goes on to state that Reagan had stabbed her in the hand with a knife.
Right there, she got me the tip of it right there.
Okay.
I just remember hitting her.
But she had a knife, though. Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know why she grabbed it. I don't know why I would ever hurt her. But it's not. Because I've never hurt anybody.
Well, I can believe that.
I don't have a record.
I can believe that. She hits you, she apparently picks up something, hits you with something heavy. You're not sure what it was. And then there was blood. Did you stick her with the knife? Or
No, she fell with the knife because I shoved her.
Okay, so she gets the knife back from you?
We both had it in our hands a few times.
Oh, okay, I'm just trying to get it out of my head, you know what I mean? So.
She told me that I was gonna rot.
So, with this story, she had killed this woman and took the baby out from her stomach while, mind you, Reagan's daughter was home. Reagan's daughter was in the house while this is going on. And that is sad. That is traumatizing as a child to know what happened to your own mother, which is sad. Like, her story is just all over the place, and she's trying to make sure to explain why her fingerprints would be on the knife. So that's why she said that they went back and forth and that both fingerprints are on the knife. I mean, the story just doesn't make sense. I mean, as a pregnant woman, why would you put yourself in a position to fight with someone? Like, knowing that you could hurt you or your baby potentially. You know what I mean? So I don't believe that there was a fight with them. The knife was probably self-inflicted, or while she was stabbing the woman. I agree completely with that. That's what I think had happened. Now she cries, right? Because she had no remorse in the trial. She had none. So she was just faking it in front of the police officers. Oh, I can't pick this in my mind. It sounds so chaotic. Fighting for the knife, blood everywhere, and her daughter was home. Exactly. Now, I believe that Reagan would fight back to protect herself and her child from the psychotic woman. That I believe. But fighting outside to inside and the whole story she gave, I mean, I think that's just BS. And the reason why. And something about yelling at name Jennifer. I mean, what? She's a demon, exactly. She's going to claim, like, what is it? Like, head-wise, that she wasn't mentally right in the head for this. Right? Definitely had a demon inside of her, for sure.
And that she'd kill me if I touched her again.
And she's got the knife. Did she fall on the knife? Is that what you believe, or is that what you know, or you don't know?
She had to because I didn't.
You didn't stab
I didn't stab her.
Okay, that's fine. So afterwards, did it look like she'd been, like the knife had hit her?
She grabbed something and started smacking herself with it and told me that they would believe I did it.
Oh, okay, so she started hitting herself with something.
In Reagan's last moments, Taylor asserts Reagan stated that she was dying and wanted Taylor to take her baby.
Do you remember cutting her open to get the baby out? Did you have much trouble getting it up, cutting her open? You did? Okay. So you take the baby out of her stomach. Is that right?
It fell out like she was pushing,
Mm-hmm.
and it come out.
It come out of her vagina?
No.
Or out of her stomach? Okay. All right.
She was still in the sack.
Oh, okay. All right. So it comes out of her stomach and it's still in the sack. Did you have to pull the sack apart to get the baby out?
Yeah, to pull it open, turned her over and started smacking her back.
Mm-hmm. Wade said that you've been telling him you were pregnant for a while, for the last 8 months. Why have you been telling Wade you were pregnant? It's just you wishful thinking and you really just want to be pregnant that bad. What was the deal there? You feel movement? Made you think you were pregnant?
Something's wrong with me.
In another shocking turn of events, authorities have learned that Taylor was faking her pregnancy for the last 8 months, even going so far as to fake ultrasounds and throwing a gender reveal party But there was still more to uncover in this gruesome investigation.
I don't know why I did it. I don't know what's wrong with me. Because I've never been a bad person.
I don't think you are.
Inevitably, Taylor is placed under arrest and taken to the Idabel City Jail. Sadly, Reagan's baby, Braxlyn Sage Hancock, did not survive. Though Taylor made it seem like her victim's death was somewhat of an accident, a startling piece of information indicates otherwise. On the day of the murder, she researched a video of a physical exam showing a preterm infant at 35 weeks gestation being delivered. Reagan was 34 weeks pregnant. When authorities recovered her body, it was clear that she'd been severely beaten and had suffered hundreds of slashing wounds. In November of 2022, Taylor was convicted of capital murder and kidnapping and was sentenced to death. She is now the 7th woman currently on death row in Texas.
So that is the story, folks. It's chaotic and it's sad. Exactly, psycho woman. She is psycho. Yeah, but I'm sure Reagan screamed, and of course her daughter had to have heard. I know. So I do believe that her daughter witnessed it. And as a child, I can't even imagine what her daughter is going through, especially so young, not knowing, what to do with what you saw, Insanity, yeah. I think she tries to claim insanity and just did not go through with it. The husbands must have been at work during all this. They were, if I remember correctly, they were. All lies, exactly. All of it. The story didn't even make sense about the fighting situation. None at all. So she was stabbing herself. The actual pregnant woman decided to stab herself. Sure, sounds good. Right? Like, how does that make sense to you to tell to a police officer? I think she's not sorry. She's not. She's not. In the articles that I read earlier, it said that in court she did not show remorse at all for what she did. It's like a few minutes she had for the baby to have made it. Because she's not a doctor, so she didn't do it correctly. Like taking the baby out of the woman's out of the mother's womb, and how to cut the cord, and everything else. Because I think she also took the baby out of the mother sooner than Reagan's due date. So the baby was premature. It's just crazy. How this woman just goes in and takes this mother's baby out of her womb because she can't have kids anymore. I don't know what the reason is. I wish I knew. It's sad. But she's currently the 7th woman on death row in Texas. So such a sad story. I know. What makes people like that snap? I wish I knew. Honestly, wish I knew, especially for people like Taylor, because what made you think it was okay to take a baby from someone else's womb? Like, where in your head did that make sense for you to do that? Was there any drug testing done? Not that I know of. No. But I'm pretty sure while she was at the hospital, I'm pretty sure they did take blood tests from her. And they didn't mention anything about drugs being in her system, so I'm guessing there weren't any. She was just psychotic. Very psychotic. Thank you for hanging out and sharing this story. How awful. However, it's real life. I know. You're welcome. I have no problem telling a story, but I've been wanting to tell this story, but I've just been all over the place this week. With family who moved back down from Mississippi, and spending time with them, and then the holidays, and everything's just all over. But yeah. Pan faker pregnancy for 8 months through parties, and nobody knew how sick this lady was. Exactly. I mean, because even I know, whenever I threw my godchild's um baby shower, everyone was feeling on her belly, wanting to feel him kick, wanting to take pictures with her and hands on the belly, like all of that. And none of you knew that the belly was fake, like it doesn't make sense to me. No. Did nobody know about her hysterectomy? I mean, I don't know. I honestly do not know. I mean, I'm guessing not, if nobody said anything about it, But I mean, the husband had to have known, because how do you have a hysterectomy done and your husband doesn't know? Does not make any sense. 2024, where you at? I'm ready for this year to be over, right? Oh my gosh, it's so crazy. But I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here. But it was great seeing you guys. Thank you to my subscribers and my mods, and for everyone who joined in today. Well, they do have those fake bellies that are pretty realistic. Yeah, but I mean, those fake bellies can't fake a baby kick. I mean, a lot of people want to feel the belly for that reason. So, I mean, even if you don't feel the baby kick, you feel something. So I love you guys, and thank you for coming in, and I hope you guys have a great night.